Alright, hello everybody. I am very furious right now because I've recorded almost a complete playthrough of this. I've gotten nearly all of the endings, and then my recorder decided to stop recording everything, and the whole footage just became corrupted for no reason. I couldn't edit it, I couldn't play it, I couldn't rename it or anything. All I could do was delete it, so I am really, really sorry about this, everyone. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see all of the timelines that I've created in this, because I could uninstall and reinstall it again and start everything again. But then it's kind of not the same at that point, because in the original footage you got to capture my real-time, raw, heartfelt reactions to everything as they were happening. Whereas if I just go and reinstall it and then play through it all again, I'm just gonna end up being impatient and being like, okay, just want to get to this point and to this point and to this point. Whereas I don't want you to experience the game that way. I want you to experience it in its nicely timed, nicely written experience. I don't want you to feel like I'm just rushing through it. So I'm really sorry that the footage got lost, and I'm really upset about it, because I'm genuinely heartbroken over it, because this is a beautiful game. I think I've gotten nearly every route possible. And the way this game works is that you play a character called Time. You are the actual embodiment of time itself. And you can do multiple routes. You can fast forward and rewind through them. You can go to pretty much any time in the game. And you can create and change and affect timelines directly and indirectly. So this game is called Her Tears Were My Light, and it was made by Nom Nom Nami. Again, this is the special Nami visual novel week that I'm focusing on today. This is day number, I think, 13 of the series. I apologize for my mistake in the previous video. I said it was the wrong day. I'm pretty sure I got it right this time now, though. It's day number 13. So welcome to my Halloween event. Sorry that this introduction was so messy. And again, sorry for losing all the footage of this. We've got all these memories here. But basically what ended up happening was we met a girl in the void, and that girl we met is called Space, and she's actually space. And when she cries stars, and that creates more space. But every time we try to get a happy ending with Space, a character called Nil comes away and erases Space. And Nil is basically the void. Nil is nothingness. Space is somethingness, if that makes sense. Space exists to create, Nil exists to make sure nothing exists, basically. So it's like, imagine Nil is the start of the universe, and time is, well, the start of time, of course, and then space is the Big Bang, basically. And then Nil just wants to erase that. And as time, we are able to create all these various timelines and futures and endings with Space. So far, we haven't been able to save her. We've just been trapped with Nil. She has explained to us, though, who she is and why she does what she does. And, basically, she just explains to us, like, that she... The way she explains it is the exact opposite of what Space explains her motive to be. When we first meet Space, she says, I cry because it creates stars, and I exist because I want to create things. And then Nil's like, no, I want to take the something and make it into nothing. So the first ending we got was that Neil locked us in a time loop. We just couldn't go anywhere. Then another ending, we got the same ending, but it was pretty much just like, it was a repeat of before, but it was a second death. And then the again and again ending was the demise of third space. We've got some locked memories because we haven't actually, those things haven't happened yet. There is one ending, no, sorry, there's two endings that are locked. We did get our first complete ending. We got a nil ending, where basically after Nil explains to us, she explains that she keeps erasing space because she basically wanted to stay with time for herself. She wanted them to stay together forever, like time wants to stay with space together forever. And every time that time, as in the character, went back and reset to try and save space and be with her, Nil was left alone again, and Nil didn't want that. She wanted to be with time. But in the Nil ending, we decide to stay with her. So we ended up pretty much just leaving the universe in a complete void. And then what ended up happening was this home screen here, instead of all the stars and stuff, it was all black. And then what ended up happening was I went to memories, I clicked partially erase memories, and then I chickened out because I didn't want to do that. But then when I pressed start and went back, it forced me to partially erase the memories anyway so that I could continue another route. I couldn't continue a fourth route without erasing some memories. Time basically agreed, no, I have to erase some memories. So I probably do have to completely erase all the memories at some point, and I don't have the heart to do it. It's see, like, timelines and stories like this always really get to me, and memories and things like that. It's a really emotionally powerful thing for me, and I'm really attached to Nil and space now, especially space. Time and space are clearly soulmates. It's very obvious. And it's just, it's so interestingly written, and I'm so salty that I lost the footage. Because we did all that, we made so much progress, and it's all gone now. So I'm really, really sorry about that. But here we are for Teardrop Tuesday. Of course, that being the alliterative name because the game is Her Tears Were My Light, her tears being space's stars, were time's light, because that is how time found space. So hopefully we can proceed with a new route and hopefully be able to save space. Well, hopefully get the other endings, actually. See, I don't want to press fast forward because, like I said, I don't want to rush through this game. And every single route I've done, there's always been something slightly different in the text. And I never know where the differences are going to appear, but that's what I want to do. I want to take everything in. I want to experience this game in its entirety. On the one hand, I'm sad that all the rest of the entirety of the game footage is gone. But on the other hand, it's kind of a good thing because, A, you can go and experience it yourself, and B, the video is getting extremely long anyway, so at least it won't be too long of a let's play, I suppose. It is a shame, though. We did actually manage to get an ending with credits, and it was beautiful. It was a gorgeous ending, but it was very poignant, and we felt really bad about giving up space to stay with Nil, basically. So this is space.
Oh, someone's here. What should I say to her?
So I've done all the other options. At least as far as I'm aware, I've exhausted all options within those options. I think. Probably not, but that's my understanding of it. And also, well, you'll see. I'll let you know when it comes to a point that I want to change.
I'm sorry for leaving you all alone. Please don't cry anymore, Space. Huh? Have we met before? Sort of, but you can't remember. I know this must sound strange. It does. But how else could you know my name? I believe you. Sorry, I should introduce myself too. I'm Time. 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 Time, 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 time. I wish that mnemonic trick of hers actually worked.
Okay, so for context for that line, every time we've introduced ourselves to Space, she said time 8 times, and then when we ask her why, she says 8 on its side is infinity. So if I say your name 8 times, I will remember it. I will be sure not to forget it. But because we've erased so many timelines now, and obviously Time remembers, but Space doesn't. So she's sad that she doesn't remember.
So Time, where did you come from?
The future. I want to know if I can save Space in the most honest way possible. I don't want to actually, like, hide anything from her. Does that make sense? But yeah, these two are really, really cute. It's lovely, and I love their dynamic.
We've already met before, and you wanted to search this void to see if we could find anyone or anything else. That does sound like something I'd want to do. Did we find anyone? Someone found us. She's called Nil. Nil? She took you and all your stars away. I'm trying to prevent that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I let myself get taken away. It's not your fault, Space. You don't want to be all alone either, do you? If you feel the same as me, then it must have hurt. It's okay. I'm able to come back to prevent things like this. Please don't cry.
Yeah, so, like, you can rewind and go back. And you have a lot of control over the timeline, that is, until Nil comes over and tries to take over, basically. It's really interesting the way it works out. I wish you had all seen my reaction to it, because I've never played a game quite of this caliber before. I've never... Like, the closest I've ever done to playing something like this was, like, I guess, like, reading books as a kid when it was, like, choose your own adventure story. You could always go back to the previous page. Like, I'm sure I probably have played... I mean, well, technically you have that power with every video game. You can always just reset and stuff. And, I mean, well, actually Undertale's a good example. I have played some of that. But I've never played something where the power of controlling timelines and erasing them has been quite this prominent. Does that make sense? It's like, it's never been a strong theme. Whereas the characters themselves are the themes, and I love that.
Okay.
So there they are, just vibing in space. The physical space, not Space herself. It's confusing, I'm really sorry.
I told Space about the other versions of our meeting that I knew of. I told her that Nil was somehow able to limit my power, trapping me in loops and keeping me from rewinding far enough to stop her whenever she appeared. And Space wanted to help. She said if we worked together, we might have a chance. It hadn't changed anything before, but I wanted to try it again anyway.
Look how beautiful she is.
Nil seems to only appear when we let our guard down. I tried waiting before, but we fell asleep. Then we have to make the first move. But what should we do? I don't know. If I could go back far enough, just enough to know exactly what's going to happen so that I'd be able to fix it, The only way I've been able to learn anything is through seeing you getting taken away. I do not want to watch that happen again. Time. You're working hard, aren't you? I want to help. I don't want you to feel alone. I'm still here. So I hope I can do something for you.
See, even this is slightly different from it was. I wouldn't be able to recall every single instance of dialogue change. It's very subtle, but it's there.
We stayed like this for a while. It felt as nice as I remembered. Warm, comfortable, safe. I expected Nil to show up again soon. I had to be careful going forward from here. These might be my last moments with Space in this version of our universe. Space, there's something I want to say. What is it? I really like you. This may be a little sudden, but I like you a lot. I feel the same. Even if we only just met? Even if we only just met, because... Because? You really wanted to stay with me, didn't you? Even if you had to try over and over. You've always come to find me, to make sure I wasn't lonely. Isn't that right? Don't make me sound so selfless. I didn't want to feel lonely either. I did this because I'm just very, very gay for you. But really, I just wanted to be here with you. I don't want either of us to be left all alone. The thought that we've met like this again and again is enough to make me never feel lonely again. Thank you, Time. I'm crying again. How could hearing those words make me so happy? I have no right to hear them yet. I haven't done anything to protect you yet. I've only failed you over and over. You're trying your best. That's what it feels like to me. How can you know that? How do you know everything I've told you isn't a lie? Because you say it so honestly. I can feel our connection in my heart. So even if I don't remember our other meetings, even if I don't completely understand all of this, I still think you're someone very precious to me, Time.
And here it is. This is the moment that I mentioned that we're coming up to. So the last time, take a shot every time you said time in this in this game, you'd die. But every instance where hold on, I'm not making sense anymore. Basically, the last instance that I came up to this, I came up to these two options one other time, and I said, you're precious to me too. So now I want to explore the other option, which is, can I kiss you? Because it's so sweet, and I want them to kiss. They are soulmates, and I love them. Can I kiss you? Aww, we practice consent here. We respect.
Please say no if you don't want to, but is it okay if I kiss you? I'm so happy you asked.
Yay! Memory said we kissed. Aww.
Her warmth was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. In that moment, the stars around us grew brighter and brighter, washing out the darkness of the void until the whole cosmos was bathed in her light, and we were at the center of it all. I won't forgive you. I won't. This is Nil? Why do you look like me? I have to erase you. There's no other choice. No, I won't let you touch her. You're hurting Time. Please go away. She's hesitating?
Wait, no.
She's hesitating? I'm hurting Time? She's the one who... I don't want you to make Time sad anymore. I think you should leave us alone. She really left. Did I do it? You won't have to reset anymore now, will you? I think so. I think you're safe now. But why would Nils suddenly stop like that? Can it really end like this?
It's fine like this. Space ending, let's go.
As long as space is safe, that's all I care about. We did it! Now we can be together forever. Yes, I'm glad.
Yay! I love them. That's still not everything, though. I wish it was. I wish that was the last of it, but it's not.
Space and I spent all of eternity together, just like she said. Alone together in her brilliant light, without Nils' darkness. I felt like I'd left something behind, but being together with space, that was all that mattered. Everything was going to be perfect from now on.
Yeah, so the nil ending was just basically this. Just instead of romantic, it was like... Time clearly didn't want to be there. You know? It was basically this, just with Nil instead. And she didn't want to really be there because she felt bad for abandoning space. So, I mean, the credits are exactly the same, so just pretend you've seen a dark emo version of this. Oh, wow! So now instead of the darkness, it's light. So yeah, because we've got the two endings now. We've got 2 official endings. I think we've only got 1 ending left. So, yeah, we've got 2 memories locked and 1 ending locked. Interesting. Very interesting. So if I press restart, I might have to partially erase my memories again. Yeah, this is exactly what it said after the nil ending.
If I erase my memories, I could start over. I could do something different. Huh? What are you talking about? I was thinking about it and I might have made the wrong decision. I need to start over. The wrong decision? Do you regret staying here with me? This is the only way to reach Nil. What happens if I stay? No, I don't regret it. I was just thinking out loud. Sorry. I'd miss you a lot if you were gone, Time. I'm glad that you stayed.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Nil. Well, actually, no, not quite. I didn't... I can't even remember now. Reset.
I can reset things back to right after I lost the 3rd space.
Do it. So yeah, we've got the 2 main endings. At least I assume that they're main endings, but I haven't got all the endings yet, so I wanna know what I've missed. What did I miss? What did I miss? I'm trying to think. Have I missed anything?
This is what I said before. Acting too differently might just confuse her. I will try to recreate the first memory. Excuse me, but have you been crying? I felt so lonely. I just can't seem to stop. But now someone's here. I didn't think someone would come, but you're here. Wow, I'm so happy. If you're happy, then stop crying. Honestly, Space. Huh? How do you know my name?
I'd never forget your name. I wish I could just say that, but the words aren't coming out.
This isn't fair. I didn't even get to introduce myself. And now I have to ask for your name.
It's time. So yeah, she happily says time 8 times. Okay, so now it is... Alright, so she's recreating the memory as best as she can. What are you doing?
Saying it 8 times will help me remember. 8 on its side is infinity. That's how I'll never forget.
It would be nice if that were true.
So, Time, where did you come from?
Okay, so... No, I didn't do every option because I didn't click I don't know. I'm not sure. It's hard to describe a place with nothing in it.
Were you alone in the dark too? Oh no. Thinking of that makes me so sad. Wah.
You're crying again.
I can't help it. When I think of how you must have felt, I just...
I can't cry. I can't. You shouldn't be crying for me. Here, I will try to describe it in a way that doesn't make you start crying.
Huh? The place you came from? Okay.
If I had to give it a name, I'd call it the start.
The start? Yes, it would make sense to begin at the start. Does that make where we are now the middle?
Okay, so this is the same as when I would have clicked the start. This place has changed. Has it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, like... I'm so tempted to just click through it, like spam, because I've seen the text before. But... you need to experience it too. Honestly, I cannot stress enough. If you want to fully experience this game, you have to play it yourself. Oh! Oh, that's different. Oh, I'm actually shaking. Oh, that's scary. Oh my god. So, the last time that I said anything that led up to this point, it was only once. And it was at the very first route that I did. The first two answers were... The only two answers were who knows and probably, but because I've done so many routes now... Oh! That gives me heebie-jeebies. What happens if I say she wouldn't like it? That's really scary. I want to... So the way I do things is I like to get the scary option, the possible worst option out of the way first. And then I go back and do the less scary option. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Space, the ends that I've reached so far have been the same. Nil takes you and all of your stars away.
Nil?
Yes, Nil. The truth is, I've come back from those awful futures so that I can save you from her.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I let myself get taken away.
It's not your fault, Space.
You don't want to be all alone either, do you? If you feel the same as me, then it must have hurt.
It's okay. I'm able to come back to prevent things like this. Please don't cry.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the same. This is the same so far. I told Space about the other versions of our meeting that I knew of. I told her that Nil was somehow able to limit my power, trapping me in loops and keeping me from rewinding far enough to stop her whenever she appeared. And Space wanted to help. She said if we worked together, we might have a chance. It hadn't changed anything before, but I wanted to try it again anyway. Nil seems to only appear when we let our guard down. I tried waiting before, but we fell asleep.
Then we have to make the first move. But what should we do?
I don't know. If I could go back far enough, just enough to know exactly what's going to happen, so that I'd be able to fix it, The only way I've been able to learn anything is through seeing you get taken away. I don't want to watch that happen again.
Time, You're working hard, aren't you? I want to help. I don't want you to feel alone. I'm still here, so I hope I can do something for you. We stayed like this for a while. It felt as nice as I remembered. Warm, comfortable, and safe. I expected Nell to show up again soon. I had to be careful going forward from here. These might be my last moments with Space in this version of our universe. Space, there's something I want to say. What is it? This may be a little sudden, but I like you a lot. I feel the same.
So you've already seen this part. At least I don't think it's going to be different. You've always come to find me, make sure I wasn't lonely. Yes, don't make me sound selfless, etc. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to rush through it, but I really want those endings.
Thank you, Time.
And then she'd cry. I haven't done anything to protect you yet. I've only ever failed you over and over again.
You're trying your best. That's what it feels like to me. How do you know it's not a lie? Because you say it so honestly. I feel the connection in my heart. So even if I don't remember our other meetings, even if I don't completely understand, I still think you're someone very precious to me, Time. You're precious to me too, Space. That's why I will definitely save you.
Yeah, I'm assuming no matter what I do, kissing her will get the Space ending. Aha. Nell'd already shown herself. See, this is your first time seeing Nell on this screen. But this is about my 10th time, I think. Why are you doing this?
This is Nell? Why do you look like me?
You're the copy. Why won't you stay erased? Thank you, Skull.
Space, run! I will stop her. But I don't want to be separated from you.
It's only temporary. I promise I will be able to find you later, so get out of here. Maybe if I hold tighter, if I could just keep her here. What's the point in doing the same thing twice? Nothing changed. I failed again. Next you'll start crying over her again. Can we skip that part? She knows. She remembers everything as well as I do. I asked you before. What are you? I am nil. Emptiness. Void. Whatever you want to call me. Okay, so from here, shall I show you the nil ending? Or shall I see if I could do something different? You exist just to take space away? Space exists to take me away. Why can't you understand? Must I explain it to you? Time. Please listen. Yeah, last time that I said I want, it just sent me back to the beginning. It didn't actually give me an ending. But I will let her explain her story. You're still here. You'll really listen to me? Just say what you want to say. Fine. If I know why she's doing all of this, I'll be able to think of a way to stop her. But there's another feeling in my heart when I look at her. Sympathy? Why? Yeah, so on the other routes that we encounter Nil with, like, you actually see Nil just fuse with space and just eradicate her. It's quite scary. In the very, very beginning, I was alone. There was only me and the thick, empty, infinite darkness that surrounds us now. At some point, I thought I wanted there to be more than just that. That's when I changed from nothing to something. It was also when you first appeared, Time. From that point on, it felt like we were all there ever was, and all there would ever be. One time and one space, and no one else. Ah, but timelines don't work like that. We had so much fun together.
I thought it would last for all eternity. But then my light faded, and you stopped. You stopped, but I was still here. I was still here, but you rewound to be with the light I'd left behind. I waited for the end to come again, thinking maybe I could reach you there. But whenever it came, you would just rewind again, to be with another new me, another new space. It made me so jealous. I waited so long for you to finally find me, but how could you? I couldn't cry. I couldn't create any light of my own for you to follow. You found new lights, her stars. You forgot about me. How could that be true? I don't have any memories like that. There's no way I would forget about space. But you did, again and again. She always returns to nothing, to me, and you always go back to the beginning. You never stay with me. You always want to stay with space, but not Nil. It's because my darkness isn't as beautiful. You'll always choose her stars over me. I erased everything, all of the universes, and started over with just one for you and me. But space is always there too, and you always go to her. Is that why I can't remember it? Because you erased the universe that held those memories? Do you know what all the universes are now? It's you and space together, and I'm alone. That's why I wanted to bring you to the end faster. I even learned how to stop you from rewinding. When I erased her, I could finally reach you, but you only got mad at me. I finally said everything right, but you didn't understand anything at all. I was stupidly hoping you would remember everything, if you could just see me again. I was so angry when you didn't. How could I recall memories that were erased? Unless these feelings in my heart.
So yeah, when she first met Space, she felt like she'd met her before, and that is why. Because of her time with Nil. I still can't stop you from resetting, and I can't stop you from doing what's always brought you closer to her. You've been going farther and farther away. I didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't want to have to explain it all to you like this. I just wanted you to remember on your own, but I can't take this anymore.
Nil.
Even if those memories were erased for me, they still left an impression in my heart. And that impression, that love has driven my every action up to this point. But you and space are connected. All of my memories with you were with who space is now. That's how I got it confused. I don't want to hear that. It's because I listen to space's feelings that I understand what I'm feeling right now. And it's that you are someone who is very precious to me. Even if those feelings were projected onto a you who wasn't you anymore. I'm sorry, Nil. You're so mean. You treated me like I was the bad one. I was the one who messed up from the start. Can you ever forgive me? All I wanted was to be at your side again, and you forgot about me. I won't forgive you so easily. That's fine. I will work hard to make it all up to you. Good. You have all of eternity to do that. Just the two of us. Just the two of us, huh? Yeah, so if I click it's fine like this, like in the space ending, we spend all of eternity with her. But if I do that, I'm going to have to erase the memories that I just created in this video, so I don't want to do that. I'm sorry, Nil. I promised Space I would go back to her. No! Why? Am I not enough for you? Staying here would mean I'm forgetting a part of you again, and I don't want that. I'm not going to leave any part of you all alone. Do you understand? I do understand, but I still don't like it. What can I do in order for you to accept this, then? See, this is completely new to me because I haven't clicked to go back so close to the main endings. If you're really serious, return to the beginning. I want to start over with you. But instead of looking for space first, you have to find me instead, okay? Do you promise you'll come to see me first? I promise. Memory saved, you promised. Yes, I promise to come and find you. Good, it's a promise. Alright, Nil, I'll see you again soon. So that's another, what I'm going to call an incomplete ending. So if I start now, will I be completely at the beginning again? And I have to try to find... Yeah, okay, now I'm trying to find Nil. This is new. This is new to me. Nil was somewhere out here in this emptiness. She'd been waiting for me all along. You found me. I promised I would. You also promised we'd never be apart. And you promised I was the only one you'd ever love. And you promised... Hold on. You're talking about a version of me who's not around anymore. I personally haven't promised you anything like that. This music's gorgeous. Forgetting about it is no excuse. I'm still holding you to everything you said in the past. You're pretty strict. This is your punishment for everything you put me through. Fine, as long as you don't start making things up to get me to do whatever you want. I'll be fair. Are you ready to meet Space? No, she isn't going to like me. She won't remember what you did before. And if we told her, I think she'd understand how you felt. What's wrong? You really don't want to meet her? It's not that, it's just... Do we have to go right away? I still haven't forgiven you yet. So that's how it is. Maybe if you'd give me a kiss, perhaps I'd forgive you a little bit. You're really cute. I know. Aww, cute. We'd fallen right back into place as if I'd never been gone. Her touch felt so familiar. How could I have ever forgotten it? Why, we must have had a million of these kinds of encounters before. Why else would it have felt so natural? Every moment like this that was lost to me. I just realized her hair bubble thing is a freaking hourglass. Oh my god. I'd have to make new memories to replace them, one by one. Oh, these stars. They don't feel lonely. Their light feels happy. Oh, someone's here. True beginning! Let's go. So if I do this... Nice. Oh, nice. So then what happens then if I do the same but I meet Space and then I agree to go and meet Nil? Oh, look at that beautiful screen. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, no. If I partially erase memories, it'll go back to the third one, right? What if I completely erase all the memories? No, they're too precious. I can't. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Not after getting the true beginning. Have I gotten everything? No, there's a memory locked. And it's I know how to get it. Completely. No, No, I can't. Partially. If I had known, I'd have saved that for the last one. Ah! Oh, see, now I have more locked memories. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm so sorry. Okay. Are you crying? Oh, why did I reset it all? I'm sorry. I want to do it so that I do the same to space as what I just did to nil. I'd never forget your name is what I wish I could say, but the words just aren't coming out. So we introduce ourselves as Time. The first route that I ever did was saying the start. So I want to get back to the bit that allows me to create the timeline I want to create. I haven't said probably yet.
I wonder what it's like. What if the end was sad?
Okay, she said that to me before. Yeah, because look, whenever I do these stars come out, I've noticed. And yeah, they make her feel less lonely. Okay, so this is the dialogue I got from the very first ever route. There it is.
You see, where there is nothing, I want to put something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the first time I said, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but now I'm saying, yeah, it's nicer this way.
Oh, I'm so happy you'd say that.
Oh, that's different! The only option I had before was move the universe. Now I could say change fate.
Whenever anything bad happens, I can just rewind and change it into something good. You can really do that? How?
I can make the universe move. Forwards, backwards. I could jump to any moment I've already experienced.
Wow, that sounds like hard work.
Yeah, it can be hard sometimes. Yeah, last time she said this to me, Time replied, making stars sounds harder, which then she was like, oh, it's not that hard. Look. And then she cries and then she's like, oh, no, you didn't have to prove it to me. So then she rewinds Time to tell her to stop, to not cry, to prove it to her. And she's like, wait, how did you know I was going to do that? It's really mind-boggling. But I can do good things with this power, just like how your stars brighten up the cosmos. I could brighten the future.
That's really cool. You're so cool, Time.
Yes, I suppose.
You know something? I only just met you, but it feels like we've always known each other. But it's strange. I can't remember talking with you like this before now. Hey, how did you find me in the first place?
That's easy. I already knew where you'd be waiting for me.
But I'm talking about the very first meeting that Lyrical's crappy recorder didn't save before you knew where I was. What about then?
Oh, excuse me. Well, at the very beginning, I just followed your stars, and here you were.
Oh, that means, hey, if we ever get separated, I can just cry. That way you'll always be able to find me.
Sure, but I don't know if I like the thought of making you cry.
I won't have to, as long as you're here with me. I'm kind of afraid to go back to being alone.
I don't want to be alone either.
Hee, I'm glad you feel the same time. Would it be alright to just lay here together, just for a little while? If you want to, then I don't mind.
Yeah, this is the point I wanted to get back up to.
I held her hand so that Nil wouldn't be able to sneak up on us. Being together with Space felt so natural. Even her lightest touch could put me at ease, though I still couldn't explain why, because I lost some of my memories. Because I didn't want to erase them. We could lay here and admire the stars together, and never do anything else. I'd be satisfied just like this.
This is different. I have not seen this.
No, I need to tell her what happened.
Yeah? Coming. At least I don't think I've encountered this bit. Okay, I've encountered a similar bit to this, but it's worded differently slightly. I think.
Space, listen to me. I came from a future where you and all of your stars were taken away by someone called Nil. Huh? I'm here to try to save you from that fate. I want you to know that. Why didn't you say so earlier?
Okay, this is different.
I don't know. I didn't want to frighten you. I'm sorry. Laura, I'm sorry I let myself get taken away. It's not your fault, Space. You don't want to be all alone either, do you? If you feel the same as me, then it must have hurt. It's okay. I'm able to come back to prevent things like this. Please don't cry. Okay. I told Space about the million other versions of our meeting that I knew of. I told her that Nil was somehow able to limit my power, trapping me in loops and keeping me from rewinding far enough to stop her whenever she appeared. And Space wanted to help. It hadn't changed anything before, but I wanted to try it again anyway. Nil seems to only appear when we let our guard down. I tried waiting before, but we fell asleep. Then we have to make the first move, but what should we do? I don't know. If I could go back far enough, which I already did, but I don't remember. Just enough to know exactly what's going to happen, so that I'd be able to fix it. The only way I've been able to learn anything is through seeing you getting taken away. I don't want to watch that happen again.
I think I might have gone too far, possibly. I don't think I can get the true beginning route with Space. I've just had a thought. I don't think I can actually do that.
Time, you're working hard, aren't you? I want to help. I don't want you to feel alone. I'm still here, so I hope I could do something for you. It feels as nice as I remembered. I expected Nil. These might be my last memories. I want to say... God. I really like you. You're precious to me, too.
Nil's already shown herself.
Why are you doing this? This is Nil. Why do you look like me?
You're the copy. Why won't you stay erased? And then it's back to this bit again. What's the point in doing the same thing twice? Okay, let me fast forward. Because we've seen this story already. What happens if I say that's a lot to ask? I'll give you another chance. Do you promise you'll come to me first? Okay, so I have to promise anyway. Right, so what memories are locked? I want to unlock all of them. I've got all the endings. I've got all the endings, but what memory have I locked? Okay, so we have to look for Nell. We find her. I promised I would. And it's just gonna give us that ending again. Ah, heck. Okay, well, I don't know what memory I've locked because I would have to erase certain memories to be able to unlock that memory. But I'm pretty sure what the case is. It's an early dialogue option with space. I'm pretty sure it's, I know I definitely haven't exhausted every dialogue option, but it's fine. I'm only missing, like, one memory anyway. And to be honest, that's the... Okay, yeah. I remember what I was trying to do now. What I was trying to do was, on my very first playthrough, or one of the first few playthroughs, I don't remember if it was the very first one, but there's a point where you talk with Space not long after you've met her, and she's like, do you think that there's someone else out there? We should go and look for them. And I said, no, we should stay together. And because we stayed together, that's why Neil showed up in the first place. And then that caused all the other timelines. But what would have happened if I'd have said yes, and we actually did go and look for Neil? What would have happened then? That's what I was trying to do, and I think that is where the memory is locked. But I mean... this video is like nearly an hour long now, so... I think I'm just going to end it there because I've gotten all the endings as far as I'm aware. Unless there is an ending where you can make Space meet Nil instead of making Nil meet Space. Like, instead of a true beginning, it's like a true end. I don't know, but I don't want to reset again. Because that is... That is the true ending. So there are memories. So the neutral endings. Nil looks as in a time loop. Yeah, so when we fell asleep together, what Time was talking about was when we fell asleep, the first time we fell asleep, we woke up and nothing was there. It was just all nothingness. So we were like, I think we've made a mistake. Let's go back. So we restarted, decided to try to stay awake. And we found out that what had happened was that Nil killed Space. And we couldn't stop it. And then we went back to try and stay awake again and stop that from happening, but there was just nothing we could do. I promised to find Nil first. Nil never bothers again, but was it okay to leave her alone? I didn't go back for Space. Would she forgive me? True beginning, Nil, Space, and I were able to live together happily for all of eternity. See, that to me, yes, that's the true beginning, but that should also lead to the true end. I'm so conflicted. Like, I'm not going to erase the memories. That's not what I'm conflicted about, because it's just going to lock out memories again. And that's all the time we're going to have for tonight anyway. But it's fine. I think I'm happy with this being the Tuesday video for day 13. I am so sorry that this was just a complete mess of confusing timelines. That's nothing to do with Nami or the game or the way the game was written. It's just because there's only so much I could record. There was, like, yes, I tried to explain what happened in the other timelines, but my explanations didn't do it justice. If you wanted to like experience all the timelines and all the options and all the consequences, you'd have to play this yourself, because there's no way I've told you everything that I've done. I couldn't possibly remember all that. And even if I have, I know that I haven't accessed every part of the game. I'm sure there is probably a proper way to unlock all the endings and all the memories. And there's probably like a, well, not like a proper way, like a proper order to do it in, but there's probably like a reasonable order to do it in so that you can erase as few memories as possible and then get them back. Does that make sense? I'm so sorry that this story is really confusing. Again, it is not the story itself that is confusing, because I understand what's going on. And if I can understand a time travel story, then anyone can, because I know jack shit about time travel. And this game made it look so easy and understandable. And I understand what I did with the timelines and how I affected fate. And I saw all the differences in options when I went back each time. And they blew my mind. There's so many choices. I did not expect this from this game. When I did my first recording, when I did like about, I want to say about 80% of the game, and then lost all the footage, rip in peace. When I first started the game, when I first opened it up, I was like, oh, this probably is going to be a short playthrough, because I think it's just a standard visual novel. It won't be like multi-options or multi-endings like Nami's other visual novels. Or if it does have multi-choice, it won't be that complicated. But oh my god, I was wrong. This is by far the most complex and sophisticated visual novel, to my understanding, that Nami has ever created. Holy shit, I have never been more wrong about a first impression of my game in my whole life. To my absolute delight, of course. I'm not dismayed by that. And do not let the whole, like, millions of timeline things and the erasure of memories, don't let that put you off from the game. Don't let that scare you off, because this is a beautiful game. It's beautifully written. It's so very cleverly constructed. Yeah, it's a genius masterpiece. I love this, and I'm so glad I finally got to play it. I'm sad about the lost footage, but I'm kind of relieved because this video is over an hour long, and it was like over an hour of footage that I lost, so it would have been like a 2-hour video, so I guess I kind of spared you all from that. And there was no way I was going to be able to see every single event, every single line, every single bit of dialogue, and every single timeline possible in one video. That just wasn't possible. I thought it would be. Boy, was I wrong. I was hella wrong. So yeah, I think I know what memory is locked. Well, I mean, I can't really know what memory is locked. It's like, that locked memory might not be what I thought it was. There might not be like a true end thing. The reflected version of true beginning. That might not be a thing. It might just be something small that I missed from like the other options. And I can live with that. I can live with having 99%ed the game. I'm a bit of a completionist. I'm a bit of an ass when it comes to that, but that's why it was so stressful, like, seeing the same dialogue again and again and again. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the concept of it, but, and I love the concept of it. I love being on an adventure and in that kind of manner, but it's just so stressful for me. I want to know what the resolution is. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to rush through it, but I do at the same time. It's very, very weird. But yeah, basically what we can conclude is that what seems to be, like, there's some neutral endings, then we've got two main endings where we stay with nil for eternity, we stay with space for eternity, but a true ending is letting nil and space stay as together as one being, and that's who time will fall in love with, and that's time's true soulmate. Nil and Space are both one and the same, and they live happily ever after in gay nirvana, and that's how the universe came to be. That's it. That's the game. That was Her Tears Were My Light. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. The OST is this gonna take me to a link to a page or something? It is. Okay, very good. Ah, it's on Bandcamp. Very good. If you want the OST, there it is. It's on a what? No. This is not what I wanted. What the heck? I did not mean to swipe tabs. What I meant to do was that lydiancod.bandcamp.com. You gonna let me see the rest of the link or no? I think it's fine. I think that just is the link. Yeah, get all 11 Lydian Cod releases available on Bandcamp. Okay, cool. Right, well that's where you can find the soundtrack. Yeah, I can't believe how long it took me to realize that's an hourglass on her head, because she's time. I'm so stupid. Yeah, and then there's Nil. If you tap out of the game and tap back in, you get a grumpy little Nil like, what you doing? Don't leave me. Ah, and it's even kept the background colours. Lovely. The intro was exactly the same in the original footage, just it was the normal blue instead of the purple. I love that background. That's so nice. And then we've got some like art here. Oh. Yeah, and that's when we first meet Space. She's on a bed of stars crying. And then they get to hang out. And it's really nice. And then they go wandering through the cosmos. And they go vibing. And then they're talking. And they're hugging. And they're being gay and precious. Look at them. I was gonna say, if the next one isn't a kiss, I'm gonna be really mad. Look at them. Aww. You see, like, yes, she loves Space, but you could see on her face, she knows there's more than that. She knows there's something she's missed. Yeah, that was the horrifying bit where Nil just kills Space in front of you. That was scary. That was genuinely terrifying. There's Nil telling her story. Oh, this is... Look at this gorgeous animation. Oh, they do a heckin' spin. So yeah, and then that's when we stay with Nil. And then that's the true beginning. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have time for Teardrop Tuesday. My goodness, I am so sorry for this very disorganized and incomplete Let's Play of such a beautiful, wholesome, holistic, and complete game. This really deserved full attention to every scene. And I'm sorry that I couldn't give every route and every ending the full justice it deserved for this Let's Play. But I'm sure you understand why. And it's kind of good that it worked that way anyway, because then the stuff that you haven't seen, you can go out and experience it for yourself. And even the stuff you have seen, go and experience it anyway. I highly recommend this game, especially to anyone who enjoys time traveling stories and like choose your own adventure stories where you can mess with the timelines a little bit. Although we weren't messing a little bit with that, we were messing a lot. Goodness me. But yeah, that was Her Tears Were My Light. So that was a wonderful game. Nami, thank you so much for the beautiful visual novels that you make. We are 2 days into the Nami week. 2 days. And my brain has just exploded. I can't handle this. And there's still 3 more games for the week to go through that I haven't played yet. The games that I'm going to play on the weekend, I have played them. But it'll just be a nice, conclusion. At least I'll know, how to do, a proper recorded Let's Play of them. Those games will be Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet, which is the first game that I ever played from Nami, and Starry Flowers, which is a follow-up spin-off, kind of? No, it's more of a follow-up to Syrup. It's a follow-up involving all I will say is it involves the adventure of Syrup's best friend from Syrup and the Ultimate Sweet and a certain character from another Nami game called A First Kiss at a Spooky Soiree, which is the game we'll be playing on Friday. So we'll basically play Spooky Soiree on Friday, Syrup on Saturday, and then we'll play Starry Flowers on the Sunday, which will tie those 2 games together. It will be the follow-up to both of those games, essentially. Because that's what it is. It's a follow-up to Soiree and it's a follow-up to Syrup. And it's a fantastic game. I love Syrup and I love Starry Flowers. I cried. I literally cried. Syrup has 10 endings. I know how to get all of them, so I will do a full Let's Play for you of that. But as far as the rest of the week is concerned, I can't words anymore. But tomorrow we will segue from Teardrop Tuesday to Warden's Day, a pun on Woeful and Wednesday, because the next game we will be playing is Disaster Log C. I know nothing about this game, other than it seems to take place at sea. There's a disaster log involved, bad shit happens, and Nami made it. That's all I know. And then on Thursday we'll be playing... I forget what the other one was. Contract Demon. Yes, Contract Demon, involving 2 little cute lesbians being cute and gay together. And one of them's a demon. I think both of them might be demons. I don't know. But that's it. That's the Nami week in a nutshell. That's what we're gonna be doing. So yeah. They make fantastic art, fantastic visual novels. So I mean, the rest of the week was going to be a surprise, but I guess not anymore. So yeah, we've just gotten the Monday done. What was it I called the Monday? Mermaid Monday for the Mermaid / Passion Festival. Which I will complete the rest of the routes on that one. Just give me time. And then Teardrop Tuesday, this one. Warden's Day, Disaster Log C, Thursday. I think I called it something stupid like Thirst Day, because that's all I could think of at the time. I couldn't think of any demon puns. And then Friday will be Freaky Friday, but instead of the A-Y on the end, it's spelled with the 2 E's from soiree, so Freaky Friday, Spooky Soiree. And then it'll be Syrup Saturday and Starry Sunday. And then on October 26th, Nami's newest visual novel, albeit probably their oldest work because they've been working on it for like 6 years, I think it is. The newest visual novel coming up, Bad End Theatre, will be released on October 26th. So I will be recording a Let's Play of that closer to the time of Halloween. I will not announce what day that will be, because that is a surprise. but that's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, lots of love for Nami and her games for this series. It ties in very nicely and thematically well with the Halloween series. And who needs an excuse to play Nami games anyway? Let's be real. So yeah, big shout out to Nom Nom Nami, to Dark Chibi Shadow, to Lydia Cord, I think was the name. Just everyone who works on these kind of games. Just, I freaking love you guys. I love your games. Thank you so much for making them. And thank you for Her Tears Were My Light. This is definitely the most mind-boggling game I've ever played. But in a good way. My mind is positively boggled. And I love this, and I'm not erasing the memories. They will stay there forever. We got what I think is the best ending. So, yeah, we've saved nil and we've saved space. We have saved the universe itself, and now nothingness, everythingness, and time can all coexist together to bring about what is existence. Isn't that so mind-blowing? Isn't that just so amazing? And they're all gay. The universe is gay confirmed. Everything that exists is gay. You love to see it. But yes, that is all the time I have for tonight. So thank you so much for watching. And thank you for understanding my situation today. I'm going to be heading off now, but hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow for Disaster Log C. Until then, I have been Lyrical, and I will see you all next time. Happy Halloween season, everyone. Take care. Love you all. Mwah! Bye.